Hi friends, it's Julia. I am here today to share my layout for the best of Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. And today is day 12 and it starts off with a really fun pattern. If you haven't been following along with this series, I would encourage you to go over to Christy's Beautiful Life, her YouTube channel, her Facebook group, and see everything that everyone has done already. It's amazing. The inspiration that is on that board is just phenomenal. You won't believe it unless you go over and look for yourself. Anywho, so let me show you with what I'm starting with. Okay, I pulled in my embellishment tray because for this layout I really couldn't make up my mind, and I'll give you a close-up of the sketch here in just a minute. I don't know what layouts I'm going to pull or what embellishments I'm going to pull. The photo that I have is of both my boys, and they're giving each other this really they're giving each other a bear hug, and the one here is actually lifting the other brother up in the air. So fun photo. I have these scraps that I want to pull in, plus I have one of these sheets that I'm not going to use for a background. I've got it pulled for the white side because with these kind of layouts I like to have a neutral or a solid white background so that I can do something fun. This is kind of the pattern that will be used behind the photo. The photo will be centered, cut down and centered in the middle, and I think the way the layout has it is kind of up to one corner. So it'll be kind of like this, not quite so fussy, straight or anything. The pieces are going to be all jagged and cut cattywampus and such towards the end of them. So I'm not stressing over any of that, but as far as embellishment, most of this layout will be focused on the paper and the photo, and there will be some smaller embellishment around. So I definitely have my tray of embellishments here to pull in, and I have sequins and paper clips and things that I have fussy cut and punched out, and lots of die cuts and ribbons and flowers and more cut aparts and tags. You name it, small embellishment wise, I have here. And then I have all of my stickers and such right beside me. I won't pull that in. I'm not going to pull that in. That's just too much to pull over. But leave it at is a ton. Let me see if I can focus the camera. So these are all of my smaller embellishments here, my paper here, and then all of my sticker sheets back here. So I have all of that to play with as I go along through here. So I'm just going to play around and see what I come up with using this. I might pull in some scrap papers from my color bins, something that might go with these. I've used a ton of scraps, so I really don't have a lot of bigger pieces. I have tons of little tiny small pieces, and that's okay, but I want some bigger pieces, I think, to play along. So I might look through my 6x6 paper pads or my scrap bin to find some pieces of paper to go behind here. Anyway, I'll show you a close-up of the sketch, and then I will be back to show you what I have created. Okay friends, I am done with layout number 12. I did pull in this Mr. Huey's Color Mist. It's been sitting on my desk for a little while. I pulled it out for another kit and haven't used it maybe once. And I thought because this layout had some paint spatters on it, I thought I would give it a shot. And again, I covered most of them up, but there's still a few showing. I finally pulled in some of the wood veneer. I have all this wood veneer that I've added into this kit, and I've barely touched any of it, so I finally did. I finally used some. I pulled out a tag for part of my title. The puffy stickers I used an arrow and the word love. I pulled in a couple of rolls of washi tape, the stripe and then the green gingham. And then I added in this strip of bling. I've used it several times on other layouts in solid pieces, but this time I took my little bits and pieces of leftovers and just scattered them throughout the layout. And then finally I used quite a few of the scraps from in here. I really didn't have to add anything in because of where my picture sat. I could make some of my pieces that, Starburst pieces that came out, I could make them like shorter, so I didn't need much from here. And here is the layout that I have created. I think it's simple. It's mostly paper focused. There's not a whole lot of embellishments on here, but there are some. And I'll show you up close. You can see those black blings splattered around with some of the blue splatters. I put the blue splatters down first and then put the paper over top of it. But you can see I really sliced up all that paper and used it to the best of my ability. Down at the bottom you can see this 2 washi tapes. I stacked them on each other, and I did back the entire layout on a piece of brown black cardstock that I had in my stash, and I want to say it was basil because it's very textured. Here's the puffy stickers down in the corner, and then the tag, wood veneers and wood veneers. And I actually found this in the kit November 22, 2018. Now, was this day November 22, 2018? Could have been, but it was November 2018, so I left it. Anywho, you can see I used bits and pieces that were border strips and or cut off parts, and I cut those down, and I used the tiniest little bits and pieces all throughout the layout. So those were fun to get a lot of those scraps used up. Even back behind the photo, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, I took a couple of pieces of, like a piece like this, I had a couple of pieces that were cut-offs, and I just went around the edge so that white doesn't go all the way around. Same with the darker color that I used to matte, it doesn't go, or it was a long strip of paper, and so I used a part of it here and then a part of it here. So it worked on there. I love how this one came out. I love when I have a layout that is paper heavy like this as embellishment. I love how that turns out because I think the white background just causes all of that to, all the color from the paper to burst. I didn't want to put a ton of like the pinks and the florals on here, but I had those as scraps, so I wanted to get some of them used, so I did, and it works. I'll put this along with the other layouts that I have from this event that go into more detail about the story. And so on here I just put brotherly love. Jason asked Joshua to be his best man, and the tag, it says happy day, and then love down here in the corner with the arrow. And so it's done. It's another done layout, so I love that. Anyway guys, I appreciate you being here. I would love it if you would flip me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys on the next video. And don't forget, I'm going to have some close-ups at the end. And if you haven't been over to Christy's Beautiful Life Facebook group, head over there so you can see other layouts that were created with this sketch. Anyway, have a great day everyone. Bye bye.